bring back a good report.
Hey, buddy.
Chosen to spy out the land not of sin. A land promised to Abraham who didn't sacrifice Isaac but a ram. Now the time has come for the promise to be ours. We suffered all those scars. We lived in bondage, trust in the greatness of this promise while counting the stars. Let us enter into this place and judge the matter by its day.
More about
we ought to bring back a good report. We will, but not in words, but in power. Now is the hour. We will not bring again the old one.
Unknown caller.
Bring back the new one, a new one from the good vine. This will be the sign, this will be the sign that I will proclaim is mine. In front of all the people, let each man himself believe or deny this sign. And gallantly we entered the land, but in a short time 10 of the men's countenance fell as if someone cast a spell. They saw the sons of Anak there. It was more than they could bear. The mansions are huge, but for us here there is no place of refuge in their hearts. They said we must go back before we are destroyed in these lands. We are better off in the sands. We ought to bring back a good report. We will, but not in words, but in power. Now is the hour. We will not bring again the old wine which is sour. We will bring back the new wine plucked from the good vine. This will be the sign, this will be the sign that I will proclaim is mine. In front of all the people, let each man himself believe or deny this sign. We have returned, they were searching for us. We were hid by a harlot. We ought to remember her by a thread of scarlet. A thread of scarlet in the window. Moses, we cannot take this land, people. Listen to my words, I saw the land with my own eye, I was a spy. Hear my cry, if we go in this land, we will
Hello,
all
bye.
surely die. No, people hear me.
Unknown caller.
We were in the land also to spy. Come and see with your own eyes.
What's up, dude? What's going on, man? What you up to, man?
We will, but not in words, but in power. Now is the
amazing, man. How are you?
We will not bring again the old wine which is sour. We will bring back the new wine plucked from the good vine. This will be the sign, this will be the sign that I will proclaim is mine.
Great. That's awesome. That's great. That's great. You're doing great. Guys, see if Saba can come today so we can continue Nehemiah. But if she's busy, she's busy. I ain't gonna force her to be here. Yeah, let's not force her to be here. That's crazy. Let's not do all that.
I'm going to tell her that if she doesn't come, that she doesn't have a descaled logo anymore. Don't worry.
Yeah. What you doing? We're about to start talking about Jesus. Clay, that's what we're doing.
See the word wisdom, but how do I make her mine? I've read about wisdom more than once, but she hasn't been given. What else do I have to do? I'm in the insignificant detail, not in just word, but in picture. I am the entirety of the feminine, whether man, beast, or fowl. I'm the her and she in its totality. I built both arcs, the tabernacle and the temple. I'm Samson's riddle, the writing on the wall. I'm Noah's dove, Balaam's donkey, two sheep.
You ain't got to apologize to me, man. I'm just letting you know.
I'm there when you don't care. I'm your smile when patience comes through. How you laugh at midnight during scripture breakthroughs. It was me that made you see I'm the question that comes after each verse in the patience. I'm the answer if you don't have me. You can't give me away. I am Deborah's palm tree. In the desert they came to serve any of me. I'm a still small voice. The seed knows what to do because of me. I'm the reason God is not mentioned in the book of Esther. My location is what you can't see. I'm hidden to the corner, but a son of God can see me as far as the east is from the west. I'm there when you don't care. I'm your smile when your patience comes through. I'm your laugh at midnight during scripture breakthroughs. It was me that made you see I'm the question that comes after each verse and through patience. I'm the answer if you don't have me. You can't give me away. You are mine. Can't give me away. The peace that surpasses understanding, bigger than unknown caller. Your love is expanding from zero to hero, back to
Morning.
zero again. You have been my friend. I'll prove your favor is unmerited. It cannot be parroted. Only inherited. My heart jumps for joy when I'm up in the morning. Fair warning, it's contagious. My Jesus, don't pinch me and wake me up. It's too late. He drank that cup. I can't keep up with his outstretched hand. He's given me so much, he's my best friend. Now I understand we are just a vapor in the wind. Oh, another sunrise, grace in disguise. Another joyful day, I'm not surprised. There's no doubt I can't keep count with your giving. Just keep thanking you is what I will do until I see another breakthrough. Unstoppable is your way.
Matthew, what's up, man?
That is where you'll stay. There is no way I could repay, so I will tell the truth. I will just say,
Homeboy.
my heart jumps for joy when I'm up in the morning.
New tunes? Which song, Troy? Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
He's given me so much, he's my best friend. Now I understand we are just a vapor in the wind.
Yeah, the previous one. Hey, did you hear the new rock song, Troy?
I'll do what you say.
I think I played it. I played it yesterday. Yeah, I played it yesterday.
To give this gift is all I can do. You're my best friend. The one
Yeah,
who
yesterday.
remains true. I can't wait until that first breath I take when the light shines in my room. It's like being born all over again. From wisdom's womb, a life without you, I can't remember. Those memories have been fogged by the smoke of your ember.
Connie, hello.
Your love has set me ablaze. Nothing will ever stop me from giving you praise. Time is short here.
Yeah.
My heart jumps for joy when I'm up in the morning. Fair warning, it's contagious. My Jesus, don't pitch me and wake me up. It's too late. He drank that.
Reba McEntire.
He's given me so much. He's my best friend. Now I understand. We are just a vapor in the wind. Best friend.
Yeah, this is the newest one right here. I'm Their Miracle. That's the name of it. This is the new one. I played it yesterday, but we were all talking, so.
I pray to be set free. Your net pulled me from the sea. Now I'm the fisher of men. You ask about my catch periodically. Even though it's you brag about me. I stay looking in the mirror. Your reflection reminds me that I'm the miracle. I have the boat anchored, Lord. How much longer will it hold? The storm at sea doesn't scare me, only pulling up the net. I cast a net where I see you walking. Or I the Leviathan, but he's undefeated forever. In I wasn't made of a spirit, a feeling of power, loving a sound mind. I'm seed of your kind, I'm their miracle. I'm not of my father, who is known as a dragon slayer, not of the betrayer, that lion soothsayer. I am their answered prayer. How much longer will it hold? The storm at sea doesn't scare me, only pulling up the net. I cast your net where I see you walking. While I hear the Leviathan mock, but he's undefeated. Oh, and I'm there. I'll continue to cast on the right side. That's where they cry. That's where they turn aside. That's where they ratify. That's where they become your bride. That's where they became a miracle. I have the boat anchored, Lord. How much longer will it hold? The storm at sea doesn't scare me, only pulling up the net. I cast your net where I see you walk. While I hear the Leviathan mock, but he's undefeated forever. I'm their miracle. I'm their miracle.
All right. It ain't too early. It ain't too early. Wake up. It's already 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's not a complaint, you're just so unpredictable. I know you so well, in me you win well. Every day love gives up and fragrance is your mercy, your favor, and never gets old. But you're a savior, you make it easy to feed your sheep. just going out either direction. I'm coming and going with your shout, a shout of a roaring lion during victory to prove your love for me. I follow your lead, I plant seed, I watch them come alive through your number five. It's like reliving your story again. How you took away sin to think you used me to set people free. You're just so unpredictable. How do I know you so well and you in well? Every day love gives off a new fragrance. Since your mercy, new favor, and never gets old. That you're my savior, you make it easy to feed your sheep. Because when I saw
All right, now if you ain't up, you're gonna be up after this song. Sarah and Hagar battle rap. Come on. Who ain't heard this song yet? Put a one in the chat. If you haven't heard it yet, put a one in the chat.
I am with child from the richest man. I'm no longer D5. This man is blessed of a mighty God. Now I have to get rid of this broad. My son will be born first. He will receive the inheritance. From him will come all kings. Now, how do we get rid of her? I need to think on these things. Oh, I see you looking at me with those coveted eyes. So it's the inheritance you're after. This all started with laughter. Well, the joke is on you. I'll be pregnant too. Then that runting you will be through. Yes, we look at one another from afar, but it will be my son who will be the star. The two mountains that Sarah and Hagar, one of bondage, the other of freedom. Are they equal? Absolutely not. Let freedom ring through the spirit. The flesh does nothing but lie. It steals and kills enough already. Mount Zion tells me the truth. Lays me next to green pastures. I shall not want. It gives to me abundantly. His name is Ishmael. Say his name Sarah. I dare you. He's the firstborn through bondage. He will rule because of him. God will walk through the garden while it's cool. Sarah, don't be a fool. I see you both day and night while you drool. Your womb is a dry desert. You will see no seed will enter and become fruitful, none indeed. But you will be allowed to watch my son grow. Sit back and watch the show. I've watched you grow for 13 years. Finally, a rose will come from this dry ground. Isaac will be his name. I'll watch that smile turn to a frown as your son is dethroned and mine takes the crown. His birth will be a remarkable sound. So great Abraham's ears will grow dull of your bloodhound. He's a disgrace, and you both will be removed from this place. He will not share an inheritance with my son. He who was born second one, but we both will be remembered as the two mountains that of Sarah and Hagar. One of bondage, the other of freedom. Are they equal? Absolutely not. Let freedom ring through the spirit. The flesh does nothing but lie. It steals and kills enough already. Mount Zion tells me the truth. Lays me next to green pasture. Mount Zion is what I proclaim. What mountain were you born under? Your pulpit is in front of one or the other. Like Sarah said, her son's inheritance will not be shared. You can't put your pulpit in the center and have both. Only one made an oath. He was the only begotten. In order for it to be shared now, it had to be shared then.
Surely everybody's up after that. What is going on?
What's the deal?
What's the deal, Pickle? What is the deal? Cameo. Morning. Y'all didn't get a hold of Saba? Man, we're going to have to move on without Saba, man. She didn't come yesterday, so we went ahead and went to something else, which is fine. But we need to finish Nehemiah, man. Let me see. Yeah, I guess so. Jennifer 98. What? That song was fire. Yeah, Jennifer, your first time being here? I mean, we got a few Jennifers that come in, or maybe that's our Jennifer or something. Jennifer, are you on both right now or what?
I was trying to type. I'll just say it. It's me.
Oh, she said I was trying to type. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Let me lower that down. Let's see. No, get me back over here. There we go. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna hop back into Nehemiah, and I don't know why Saba's absent 2 days. She's the one that brought it up, or maybe she's at work or something, or what? She can't come every day though. I get that. Schedules are different, I guess. I don't know.
I think she's sleeping, probably.
Yeah, I know the schedules are different, but she'll go back and watch it. We're gonna continue, man. All right, so and I'm not gonna do a long recap. Like I'm gonna go through this real quickly. Like somebody time me. I'm gonna say 60 seconds. All right, so we're gonna start back at Nehemiah chapter 2, where it says, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but a sorrow heart. And I went from that, which is not easy to do, but I did it anyway. And I went all the way to where we get the word Jew, which is from Judea. That's where the word comes from. And the root word of Judea is pointing to praise. That's what it's pointing to. And that word praise, the yad or the yada, which is the hand or the open hand, meaning lifting the hands up to God in this way. It's not just praising God, but it's receiving something from him at the same time, right? Which is sowing and reaping. That takes place in that yad or that yada. It takes place in that. And so that's where the name Jew comes from. That's just where it comes from. And so when you hear people argue about was God, was Jesus a Jew? No one knows how to give praise but praise itself. So when people hear, God is Jew, they're thinking like rabbinical Jew. No, God is not a rabbinical Jew, but he is the Jew actual. That's why all the people ended up calling themselves Jews, which comes from the name Judea. So the historical events behind that, which is a lot, there's people that can break all that down. To me, the history part is cool, but the spiritual fact in the way that God shows it, the fact of the whole purpose of why is what is important, is the importance. So I went from Nehemiah chapter 1 to Nehemiah chapter 2 to verse 2, where it says, why has your countenance fallen, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow heart. And I asked, it's all right. Let's see how far past 60 I get. So I get 15 seconds back for Nina laughing. Somebody give me 15 seconds back because
Yes.
I got to respond. Listen, wait till I'm done and then tell me how long it actually took. So we're going to go back to 20, maybe another 15 seconds. Thank you, Nina. You made it another 30 seconds longer. Guys, just wait. Just wait. Let's see how long it actually took. I knew it was going to be around 60 seconds, but I'm trying to beat the 2-minute mark. It says, let's see. Why is thy countenance sad, seeing that thou art sick? This is nothing else but a sorrow heart. And I ask, did God's countenance fall when Adam fell? And there is people that they want to search the black and white and say it doesn't say that. Listen, in the Bible in its entirety, 100%, 100% God's countenance fell, but it wasn't because he was sick. You understand? He didn't need a physician, but it was sorrowful of the heart. Okay. And when you go look up that sorrow heart, which is right here in Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 2, it literally points to a marriage. Okay. And the whole point of God, quote unquote, forming man, telling them to be fruitful, all of it was pointing to a wedding. The whole thing. I don't understand what's so hard about this. The entire Bible is about a wedding. And in order to be part of that wedding is to receive the inheritance of the land so you can be one, right? The marriage. So it's very important that what's about to happen in the story of Nehemiah is he is representing, and I went over this already, but he is representing the remaking of something. Okay. And I went, like I said, all right, what was the total time? 2 minutes or what?
We'll give it to you, but I stopped counting after 60.
I don't know why you did. You should have kept
couldn't count
going.
that long.
You should have kept going.
No, I couldn't.
It might have been a minute and a half. I mean, but we took a whole.
I believe you were about a minute and a half to 2.
It
Yeah,
would have been.
I'll
It
give
would
you
have
that.
been. So it wasn't bad, right? All right. Let's see, bro. Man, bro, you always end up my lives when I'm scrolling. I always end up in your lives. Well, you should stick around, man. Hang out. Unless you're not a Christian, then I don't want you to start throwing vulgarities at me in the comments. Like, just keep scrolling and go. Go scroll whatever you want to go scroll. I mean, there's God dang, I don't know how many lives are there. There's got to be millions. How many? How many people go live? I got to know. Somebody look it up. How many people go live on YouTube like on a daily basis? Please, somebody. It's got to be a million, right? It's got to be, man. Tammy found the verse. Tammy, don't give the verse, Tammy. Oh, Tammy, don't give the verse. I want somebody to troll, so then you bring up the verse, Tammy. Oh, Tammy, but it's all right. It's all right. You figured y'all know me by now.
Roughly 36 to 48,000 a day. 36,000 to 48,000 a day.
That's almost 50,000 lives a day. I don't know why. I don't know why I think it's more than that, bro. I mean, I'm sure that's very accurate, but even 100,000, I'd still be surprised. Because how many billions of people are there? That's wild. Yeah. So Genesis 6:6 says God repented, making man because of the wickedness, and it says it grieved his heart. All right. So when I asked, did God's countenance fall? It did, but towards the sorrowful heart, the way it's explained in Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 2. Because what we're about to go over is the fact that Nehemiah is being moved to go rebuild something because it was, 7 billion. Dog, that's crazy. And only 50,000 people go live on YouTube a day. That's not a lot of people. 50,000? That's like a small town. 50,000? Lord have mercy. No wonder I pop up on everybody's lives. Carve, I think that was the dude's name. Carve said, bro, you the man. You always end up in my lives.
There doesn't need to be any more. Trot. If I hear another ooh woo cat girl on YouTube, I'm gonna snap.
What's that? What's a ooh woo cap girl? What's that?
Bro, there's this freaking streams on there, bro, where these people are just outside of their minds. They just say what I just said, that ooh woo thing. They just say that over and over and over again, and they dance up and down on furniture. Like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
What's happening is that's your algorithm. That's very interesting. I'm wondering why that keeps popping.
Ooh woo cap girl.
I've never heard of this ooh woo cap.
Yeah, like there's a lot of them.
I don't believe that anymore, Nina, because they'll out of nowhere, there will be types of streams that come in front of me, and I've never liked any of that stuff. Like there's a guy, well, it's not just a dude, but most of the time it's a dude, and he says a name, but the person that's on the screen is AI, and it's a very popular person. Like it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's like, hey, I just want everyone to know that there's a man named Cam Wan, and I cannot stand him. And every time this stupid thing shows up, they say the same name. And I never liked them. I don't even watch them. Bro. So how do those keep popping? And I get a lot. If I stay on there for 15, if I watch 15 or 20, swipes, here comes another one. It's a different celebrity, like someone all of us would know, and they say the same thing. The sorriest person I ever met, and they'll say this person, Cam Yong-Wan. And I'm like, bro, what the heck? That's just one, bro. Like there's a bunch of weird stuff that will pop up on my lives like that. And I don't even think it's funny. I don't know where it comes from, man. And the commercials, there's so many commercials. I'm getting tired of the commercials, man.
If I get one more, I was a vampire and I was all alone, and then the aliens attacked my planet on your YouTube videos again, Trot, I'm going to crash out. I'm going to get into your YouTube and turn off monetization.
Yeah, so they only stay on for so long. Let's see. Why are you scrolling?
Some of them go for an hour.
Hold on, Christian. Hold on. Why are you scrolling so much? What do you mean, scrolling so much? What do you mean? 15.
We got a scrolling police.
Well, it don't matter. 15 scrolls? Bro, that don't take but a minute to watch 15 scrolls. What are you talking about, scroll so much? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of scrolling. I don't sit on TikTok for hours. I don't even know where you got that idea from. Maybe
my thing is, like, I expect those kind of things from TikTok lives. Trot 100%. I expect to see weird stuff. Yeah. But now it's on YouTube, and I'm like,
yeah. Hold on. Yeah, maybe get offline and live life.
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean get offline and live life? How old do you think I am? Do you think I'm 20? What are you talking about? No offense. I mean, I'm not saying I have, but more than likely I've lived my life more than you. No offense, though. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't know what you mean by live life. Jimmy, do you mean like go jump out of an airplane like that? Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. Don't leave now. Come on, you were just making it fun. Don't leave now, Jimmy.
Trot's like, I've lived 10 of your lives, Jimmy.
I mean, it's very possible, man. And I'm not trying to be, and I know people that live more than I have. I'm just saying, like, what are we talking about here? I don't know, buddy. Amazing. What's up, Amazing? What's going on?
Amazing.
My brother.
Man, what is the... Hey, I got good news for you, bro.
Oh, my goodness. Talk to me. Tell me it's on there.
All right, so your favorite song, Spirit, Soul, and Body, will be dropped at the end of this month.
Oh, man, I thought you was going to say at the end of the live.
Well, no, that would be...
Get him out of here.
That would be... Hey, somebody kick that boy out of here. Hey, that's not good news. What's wrong with you? What's today? Hey, what's today? What's the date?
The third.
The third.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
The 3rd.
So
man, you gonna torture me for 27 more days, man?
Bro, it ain't my fault, bro. I'm telling you, I don't understand why. I don't know why it works out this way, but It's just the way that it is, man. So, but the whole album, though. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I'm lying to you. Hold up. Oh yeah.
This right here,
Hold up.
here is the brother that you've been listening. Hold up.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell the sister who's taken away by your music. This the brother that's music you've been listening to, right here.
Oh, I love it.
You loved it?
Yeah. I listened to it on repeat sometimes.
On repeat. You got it on repeat.
Amazing. Who is that?
This is a young lady I'm witnessing to, and doing a little bit of something, you understand, just working.
Oh, working.
And she been listening, and she said, "Oh, what is that? I ain't never heard." I said, "Yeah, that's us, baby, that's us." And man, I tell you, I listened to that doggone Adam, where are you? Now that's Eve calling out to Adam, right?
I don't want to tell it.
That's Eve.
Hold on, let me say this. Hold on. That is a song that you have to listen to a few times so you can figure out.
Man, I've been listening.
See, I'm not the only one.
Let me tell you something. Man, I started to go live last night and just, say, let's just break down the D scale music, doggone it. that Adam, where are you? Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's right there now.
I wrote that song almost 10 years ago, bro. So I put a lot of thought into it, and if you don't pay attention, you're the first time, more likely you're not going to understand what it's really saying. So I'll be honest that I did play with the words on there on that song.
Yeah, that song needs to be put in marriage counseling. Or
yeah.
That song is just for family, but marriage counseling for sure.
Yeah.
Restoration for broken marriages.
Yeah.
That definitely is not the sound. That's not the sound of the modern woman today. She's not gonna talk like that.
No. This is the sound of a woman that is saved and knows God. Right?
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. And her man is tripping. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's powerful.
Yeah. Let me say this real quick. Person that's trying to come up, Junk or whatever the name is. If you got a question, put it in the chat. If you have a question, put it in the chat. The person.
I want you to write something down, Try.
What?
I was asking, while I was doing my thing with the D-scale music, I got to thinking about the Ethiopian eunuch. I asked a question a little while ago on another live, and I'm trying to figure out what made him. Well, was he a Jew or was he an Ethiopian? Was he a Jew or Ethiopian? I'm trying to figure out that part. But what would make him say what he said to Philip by reading Isaiah 53?
Well, it's
about here's water.
Well, okay, yeah, but it's if you pay attention, he's not just reading Isaiah. He ministered to the man.
Yeah, Philip ministered, but he started from where he was in Isaiah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So what would cause him to go to Isaiah 53, and then he was not on his way to Jerusalem, but from Jerusalem. So understanding that if they were still pretty heavy in Judaism, right, for about 15 so years, they still had temple worship going on. They were still heed to the law. And understanding how a eunuch was not permitted to go in to the temple, right?
Okay.
So I'm wondering what could have happened to him at the temple to cause him to leave from Jerusalem. What could have possibly happened? What could have possibly had him to reflect like looking at the suffering servant? Was he relating to Jesus some kind of way?
Yeah.
And then
so
the angel of the Lord. So yeah.
Yeah. So there's always like, how did this guy end up right here? Going over the book of Isaiah, like what led this man to this point? And I think we can speculate a lot of things on like what led him there. So yeah, I've heard people say that he could have been Jewish, he could have had some Jewish blood, and I've heard other people say that he wasn't Jewish at all, and he just didn't understand what this was saying. So I've heard both arguments, and I understand both of the arguments. But one thing we can say is, regardless, this was a non-believer that wanted to understand. That's what we can say. And it just so happens that there was someone that heard him reading this. And I mean, what an opportunity, especially back then, what an opportunity to be able to minister. And so he didn't just read Isaiah, bro. The way it describes us, that he's ministering to the guy. So he is going to bring up how the Jewish people that are coming to Christ, like what they did after they came to him, and all these things. So obviously the physical water baptism had to have been brought up to this dude. And so while they're walking, he sees water and he's like, well, what's stopping me from going in there? So again, it's a Jewish thing that they were doing. It's very normal for them to go dip themselves in water. So, but yeah, no, I've heard he was at, this guy could have been in Israel or around there, and he could have heard people debating this, and then now he finds himself out here contemplating, well, then what does it mean then? What does this mean? That what the, yeah, of course, that's very, I understand that. I mean, of course it's possible. It's possible, but
I think maybe when he got to that part when it said he was cut off.
Yeah, let me say
like, oh,
let me say this. Let me say this real quick. Let me say this quick. Danny, non-believers always got water baptized. Yeah, Danny, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. Right now, we're not talking about non-believers. We're talking about Jews, how they always got dipped in water. Right. So that's what we're talking about. And then you bring up Peter, that's still the same era. Those are all Jews. So of course a Jew would be dipping a non-believer in water because they're Jewish. So that's what the Jews did. I don't see the issue with why you even put that up there. That hat looks it fits. Matter of fact, I can stick a whole finger in there. I mean, oh. You shouldn't say Jew. Oh, well, I do. So, Jimmy, you don't have to. I mean, I understand you're my biggest fan, but you ain't got to be here. No offense. All right, where we at? Amazing. What were you saying? I just wanted to. Sometimes I miss too many messages.
So what you talking about? What they did the mikvah, right? So baptism, like you said, that was a common thing, but it still was a writ of identification, or saying, hey, I accept you, right? I'm trying to see how like when he said, here's water, what hindered me from being baptized? And then Philip say, do you believe? First and foremost, do you believe? That's first. And so, being that this is the move of God, the angel of the Lord, then the Holy Spirit saying to Philip, go do this, go do that. Now, maybe is it possible that he trying to get Philip to realize what he's doing too? That, hey, I'm bringing in Gentiles. And so,
hold on. Let me say this. But again, Philip wasn't told to go bring in the Gentiles. Like, that was not his mission. Go to the Gentiles, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Hold on. So just remember, the Bible says that Jesus came to the Jew first. He didn't come for the Gentile, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, but the Bible is clear that there were Gentiles there, and he still would heal them, and he still would bless them. But that's not who he came to. And I'm not saying this because of you, but it's crazy to me how people are missing this. They think because Peter or a couple other people like ran into Gentiles and baptized them, that right there is proven they were sent to the Gentiles to be baptized. No, absolutely not. That's why Paul hardly baptized anybody. He's the one that was sent to the Gentiles. If Paul was sent to baptize people for salvation, Bubba, his inspiring letters would be full of it. And it's not. It's not. Because he was told to do the thing that was important. And that was bring people to the Messiah. And that's what he did. That is what is important. So when you have, where they say, well, Philip's walking by and he hears a guy. What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to say, hold on a second, are you Jew or Gentile? Is that what Philip was supposed to do? Amazing. No. So he's supposed to do what Christ does, is have compassion on whoever that is wanting to understand what he's reading. So he had compassion and he did the right thing. So, but these guys were not sent to the Gentile. But that doesn't mean if they ran into one that they're not supposed to do what they think they're supposed to be doing. So, same thing with Peter. Paul wasn't running around on their side in that way. So Peter was told, hey, go over there. But he's not sent to the Gentile, bro. So he's going to do it the way he knows to do it there with the Jews. And that's what they did. But when the man himself was sent to the Gentile, he wasn't having mass baptisms, bro. Listen, if Paul was having and Paul went to the river and 40,000 were dipped in physical water that day, I would understand why people are saying what they're saying. But let me hold on, amazing. CJ, when is the song Spirit, Soul, and Body being dropped? I think I lied to Amazing.
The 20th.
The 20th. Okay, the 20th, Amazing. My bad. So 2 weeks, or a little over 2 weeks. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's, I don't know, where are you? And yeah, man, I've been playing that thing all since last night and passing it on down the line.
You been playing what?
Man, in the garden.
Oh, I'm your garden.
I've been playing a whole playlist, but I'm studying as well as I listen. I'm worshiping, but I'm listening to the message.
Oh yeah.
In the song.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was gonna call you and ask you, how you put it together in the way that you put it together. I see it, but I still wanna pick your brain as to why you put it.
Which song? Which song?
In your garden.
I'm your garden. I'm your garden. Yeah.
I'm your garden.
What's your question about it?
The sequence of how you started with Adam, then you went to Moses, then you went to Jericho, I think. Then you came to the chorus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just want I see by the teaching I understand, but I'm just saying, like, I want to see why you put it in sequence the way you put it in sequence. The song, how you put it in that sequence. Cause normally people don't write like that, right?
Yeah. That's
a different format of writing and teaching and worship.
Oh yeah, it's different. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you say, normally somebody coming in, and that's why when I listen to you, and I be like, I almost started to try to get off somewhere, cause you always come in when I be edifying the people. Well, I don't know if I edifying the people or not now. You would say, we tried to get Amazing to sing a new song. Remember?
Yeah.
I said, who does Waffle think he's
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Who's he thinking he is? You better get on out of here. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I mean, it's true,
And
man.
then Harness Your Emotions.
Huh? Do what?
Man.
Oh, Harness Your Emotions, the rap song?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just, I've been just listening, but then when I heard that, Adam, where are you? Man, I had to put that thing on repeat.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, for the most part, you know, it's you had so like majority, I don't care what anyone says, the majority of preaching and teaching today, and I don't know what the number is. I know it's well over 50%. It could be 75. I don't know the exact number, but it's high. The teachers and preachers, they just kind of repeat what each one of them say. You know, there's nothing else. They don't say anything else really. They just keep saying the same stuff without any growth in what they're saying. And I don't see that being accurate, you know. And I think a lot of times out of fear, people kind of get like what they feel comfortable with, that their little doctrine that they have, and they're like, well, I know this saves, and I'm just going to keep it right here. And this is another thing, you know, you got to be careful. Like, I'm not trying to point the finger, make fun, laugh. It's not what I'm doing. But living in fear like that is not the truth. So they may be telling people the truth, right? Christ, right? Death, burial, resurrection. They're telling people the truth. So I believe people are getting saved. And Paul, he says it a couple of times that really is overall what's important. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that we're supposed to stay stagnant and not grow. There's more to learn. I think people out of fear, they think if they come out of their little box that they're going to, I don't know. I don't know. I can't fill in the blank for them. But I think that they're afraid that they're going to be deceived. And nothing could be further from the truth. If you're already saved and you're trying to learn more about God, I don't know why anybody would be afraid of being deceived. The Bible talks about don't being deceived. But again, does that justify you staying in your box? Does that justify that? That's the question. Because if you're saying, well, I don't want to be deceived, so, right, nobody can argue about this. So if somebody comes and you're like, death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ. Well, yeah. What else? I don't know. And they say what Paul writes down, even though they misunderstand what Paul's saying, but they say that, you know, I know nothing among you but Christ crucified. And they're like, comfort zone, you know, base, haha, I'm not wrong. I know nothing but Christ crucified. Leave me alone. To be gone with you, Satan. You know, and it's like,
he said base.
Yeah, they're like, base. Can't get me. Christ crucified. And it's like, where's the growth? Oh, no, don't talk to me about that. You know, they hold on to the tree and they pick the fruit that they can get to from the trunk. You know, they're like, Christ crucified. Nope. Christ crucified. And you're like, bro, you don't see all that other fruit? Oh, deception. Nope. You're going to make me fall from the tree. Like, we're not supposed to be this kind of believer. The Bible says he didn't give us a spirit of fear. So where's this fear coming? Why does everyone think that they are the one? They're going to be, everybody's going to be deceived? Everybody? That's what it says. That's not what it says. And because people don't do a lot of studying outside of Christ crucified, because they don't know anything else, they're like, well, I'm not doing nothing wrong. And listen, God is not saying, you know, like in a punishing way, you're doing something wrong. That's not what he's doing. But he is saying, you know, there's more to me to learn, you know. Let's see. Poke newbie. What energy type would the Holy Spirit? Energy type? Are you talking about like in a video game? I don't know. It'd be
oh my gosh. Don't even answer that.
The spirit will be a 99 point artifact. I don't know.
Yeah, right. OP.
Did you just say an artifact, bro?
Ain't that what they're called? Artifacts? No, in the game.
I mean, maybe in some games. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Sound good. I just said it.
Sounds good to me too.
The guy said, "Pass the vibe."
You, sir, have encountered a new ager. How do you choose to proceed?
How do you choose to proceed? How do you choose to proceed? Attack with the swiftness. No, I'm kidding.
Attack with the sword of truth or defend with the shield of faith.
Yeah. Let's see. Most songs are designed for airplay, so they will get a record deal. I'm not being rude. Please don't take it that way. It's the industry. Yeah, no. A lot. Matter of fact, that's what I'm getting to. That the way people minister the word, that's how their music sounds. And for some reason, they separate ministry in the sense of like how well you know the Bible and how you can express everything that it's saying. You know, they take that and then they take music and in some weird way they're different. And I'm like, how is it how you're saying the same thing you're saying in the music, but they'll say, "Oh, but I make good music." And I'm like, "Well, do you make good sermons? Like, do you minister the word good?" "Oh, yeah, I do." "Okay, so then you make good music." Yeah, let me hear it. And it literally reflects how they see the Bible. 90%, and I don't know if that's the right number, but I don't see it being smaller than that. And if it is, it ain't by much. But 90% of Christian music today is how they're struggling in this world and how God needs to make it better. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. And any music that I make is not going to be that crap. It's a bunch of crap. That's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that we already have these things. The problem is people don't know how to reach out and take it. They don't know how to take it. That's the issue. The issue is not how much you pray, fast, and how, you know, don't get me wrong, the sound of the songs are real pretty, you know. So I mean, I think anybody, like if you were to pick one and I was to show you like where they're, you know, begging, you know, "Holy Spirit, come in me," you know, and they're just constantly, it sounds pretty, but what are you really doing? You're teaching people that you don't have the Holy Spirit and you need to ask for him again. And again, it is contrary to the Bible. So, you know, you see the Bible, or better yet, let's say you are descaled and you can understand a lot of the Bible, but yet you still make this kind of crappy music. I don't understand that. I don't get that. I don't understand how your song is the same and you're like, "Well, that's what people like." The heck will put people like. I'm like, my music is not going to be what people like. It's going to reflect the Bible. I don't understand what's so hard about that. When you listen to someone, I don't care how freaking famous they are. I don't give a crap. If their song is crap, I'm going to tell them your song is crap, you know. And they'll say, "Well, at least Christ is being glorified." Well, I don't know. I don't know with you if whether he's being glorified or not. I mean, it's possible. I don't want to shut down what Paul the Apostle said because he's right. At least Christ is being glorified, but not everybody is trying to glorify God. Again, you know, with the heart posture, you know, but you hear these songs and I'm talking these people top 10 on the charts every month. They come out with a new song and I'll play it and I'm like, "Whoo, that song sounds nice." But what they're saying is crap. But that's the majority of Christians. That's how they view the Bible. You understand? That's how they view it. And so if people like music more than they do the Bible, which one's doing the teaching then? If people
The
listen,
music.
all right. So if the people who are quote unquote ministering music, right, to people, and people listen, 70-80% of people rather listen to a Christian song than pick up the Bible. Well, y'all knew that. Y'all knew that though, right? Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Yes.
All right. So if it's in the high 80s that these converts, these converted Christians would rather hear someone sing about God than pick up the Bible, then that right there is showing you why they believe the way they believe, because they hear the song and the song, "Holy Spirit, come again for the millionth time." I mean, oh, Spirit, come. Like something bad is happening in their life. Hold on, play my favorite song, Spirit. Spirit, come. What are you talking about? You're not taking nothing. You're again, is it wrong to like misunderstand and sing to God? Nope, it ain't wrong at all, because the person they're really trying to I mean, they're trying to connect in their head. So the motive isn't wrong, but there is a better way, and it's to really understand what the Bible says. That's how you receive, not in a sense that you're getting it again, but that's how you can operate, put it that way, in peace. You can operate in the peace. You don't have to have something help you feel better, because it's could be the wrong thing that you're making feel better. And again, what I'm talking about is 100% against popular belief. 100%. It's already been, yeah. Say Lord. Yeah, well, I mean, there's some songs that I made. Not every one of them say Jesus in it, right? But it'll say Lord, but some of the other songs, like for instance, the first album's got 10 songs, and if half of them say Jesus and the other half say Lord, I mean, hopefully y'all know that that's who I'm referring to. You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe there are some Christian artists that they never say Jesus and all they do is say Lord. That would be weird. I'm not going to lie. Like if one of them made an album of 10, 12, 15 songs and not one of them said Jesus, not one. But that I'm just being honest, bro. That would be weird as heck. That's weird. Not one. Why would you not say the name Jesus in your song? That's weird. Listen, and if they said Yeshua, I'd be fine with that, because in Aramaic, that's what his name was. You do understand me. Mary wasn't running around, Jesus. That's not what she was saying. She was saying Yeshua to her kid. I mean, if you want to give it, if you want to be real, right? Right. So.
Okay, so I'm not weird that bugs me, Trot.
What?
Like there'd be a lot of songs where they just say God, but they don't say Jesus, they don't say Yeshua, they don't say nothing.
It'd be based, it'd be based on the whole album. I'm sorry, CJ, go ahead. What?
No, I just said you're still weird, that's all.
No, seriously though, you need to go grab the person's album and just look at the names. There might be, the title may say Jesus in it, or I'm not telling you go listen to every one of their songs, but scroll through there. And if at least one or two of the songs says the name Jesus, that's fine. But I mean, guys, you got to understand, you're making a song here. It is not proper to say the same song the same words all the time. It's just it'll throw some of the songs off. Okay. So there's other words that either rhyme better or go better with the song, right? So you just kind of show some grace right there. But again, if you're like, wow, I listen to 3 or 4 of their songs, they don't say Jesus one time. Well, how many's on the album? There's 12. Go listen to the other. And if now you're telling me out of 12 songs, they didn't say Jesus one time, I'm sorry, man. If they go, oh, well, our last album, we said it a bunch of times. Okay, well then, guys, come on, say at least one song, say it in there. Why not? I mean, come on. That I won't understand. I don't understand that. Well, you becoming who you hang out with. Oh Lord, who does she hang out with? She said, thank God I hang out with Jesus all day. That's funny.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. What would you say? What song did you bring up last? I think it was Where Are You? And we kind of all interrupted you a little bit. You were saying something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a must listen to, man. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, or did you finish what you were saying?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay.
I'm just going back and I'm dissecting the message.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I already heard about this. It's different when you just take the time when you sit still. Yeah. It's different. It's different, right?
Listen, here.
Yeah, no, it is.
Right?
It is different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
I
it's.
love the song Harness Your Emotions.
You love that Harness Your Emotions?
I love that song. And David's Secret Chord.
And David's Secret.
Oh yeah, David's. Hey,
Chord.
David's Secret Chord that just dropped a few days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so God's Temple comes out, I want to say in a week, maybe. And then a week after that, Spirit, Soul, and Body comes out. And then a week after that, the whole album comes out. Yeah. Have you heard the I don't know. I hope it don't bother nobody. Okay, I don't know what that means. Have you heard my new song that I just finished a few days ago?
Which one was that?
It's called I'm Their Miracle. Have you heard it?
No, I don't think so.
You want to hear it real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right. So guys, if y'all don't listen, I'm sorry, but if y'all don't like music, hey, I don't know what to tell you. We're gonna play this song. And you got to listen to it because it's one of them kind. Again, if you ain't paying attention, you're not gonna understand what it's saying, bro. So we're gonna put it on there real quick. It's called I'm Their Miracle.
I pray to be set free. Your net pulled me from the sea. Now I'm the fisher of men. You ask about my catch periodically. Even though it's you brag about me. I stay looking in the mirror. Your reflection reminds me that I'm the miracle. I have the boat anchored, Lord. How much longer will it hold? The storm at sea doesn't scare me, only pulling up the net empty. I cast your net when I see you walking. Well, I hear the Leviathan mock, but he's undefeated for when I'm there. I was made of the Spirit, a fever of power, love in a sound mind. I'm seed of your kind. I'm their miracle. I'm led of my Father, who is known as a dragon slayer, not of the betrayer, that lion soothsayer. I am their answered prayer. I have the boat anchored, Lord. How much longer will it hold? The storm at sea doesn't scare me, only pulling up the net empty. I cast your net where I see you walking. While I hear the Leviathan mock, but he's undefeated. For when I'm there, I'll continue to cast on the right side. That's where they cry. That's where they turn aside. That's where they redefine. That's where they become your bride. That's where they became a miracle. I have the boat anchored, Lord. How much longer will it hold? The storm at sea doesn't scare me, only pulling up the net empty. I cast your net where I see you walking. While I hear the Leviathan mocking, but he's undefeated. Oh, and I'm their miracle.
Man. Now.
Yes.
Now, no, obviously, music sounds better on your surround sound or in your vehicle. So it don't do it justice. I'm glad Naughty Night said that one time. He put in there, he's like, man, this sounds way better in the car. I was like, I didn't really, I was like, oh yeah, duh. I said, I didn't really think about it, but it does, like, and it does. I mean, 100%. So, but one thing I loved about when I was putting this together years ago is I wanted to make sure that the picture was that, us being fishers of men, right? In order to be a fisher, right? Again, I'm saying to get a good visual, you don't have to stand on the bank. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You can people that are scared of the boistering winds, they're not going to take their boat in there. So I made sure to put in there that the boat is anchored. And then I said, how long is this going to hold? Which would make you believe that the person might be scared. So he clarifies it. And he said, look, I'm not scared of the wind and the sea. He said, I'm just afraid that when I pull the net up, it'll be empty. And then he says, I throw the net and then he says, I throw the net where I see you walking. Bro, it's Jesus walking on the water. It's an amazing song. That's what he says. He says, look, I'm not scared of the wind, Lord. I'm just afraid, because the daily struggles that we're supposed to be admiring God in is through discipleship. Not through the hard times that are here. We're supposed to learn that lesson from Paul. He calls all his physical problems that he had in this world, he called them a light affliction. Let me see if anybody can remember, though. If he called all those physical problems, what problem did he pray to God for more than one time?
For the thorn in his flesh.
And what was that? Everybody goes, it was a sickness. No, bro. There's so many ways.
Messengers of Satan.
Yeah, there's so many ways that prove that it's not a sickness. The things in this world he called a light affliction. They didn't bother him. So that would have been one of them. How they're like, well, he was kind of blind. Bro, that's not the issue. It was the spiritual thing. That how Satan sent someone to buffet him everywhere that he went. He tried to pray that away. You understand? Notice that what did he focus his prayers on overall? What was his prayer really focused on? It was that the people grew, is that they would come off their mom's teat and get on the milk. He prayed that nothing can stop him from making disciples. That is a prayer when it's focused on God's will. You understand? So this song is a prayer. And the prayer is, when I'm making disciples, the only thing I'm scared of is the net is always empty. But he could see Jesus walking, and he's throwing his net where Jesus is walking on the water. I'm just saying, if you really pay attention to what's really being said in the song, this is how we're supposed to minister to God. Not crying about this world, not crying about your past, like you're still a toddler, still crying about what happened back there, what God brought me out of. Your prayer should be that of how discipleship is going in your life, not looking back. You're trying to plow forward and you keep looking back there. That's not how it's supposed to be. Now, again, God's not mad at you because you're stuck back there. He ain't mad. Okay, that's ridiculous to say he's mad. But we are supposed to remind people that where they think they are, they're supposed to be way up there already. My friend, what are you doing back here? Oh, what do you mean? I just got saved 8 years ago. 8 years ago? My friend, what are you doing way back here? You should be up there. And it's a hard thing to hear, but God sends people to make sure that you understand that you are not where you're supposed to be in where you are in your walk. Why are you way back here? And so what people would say is, I'm fine, I'm going to heaven, I'm way back here. No. You're misunderstanding. You are going to heaven and you are fine, but God is trying to bring you up here, right? He's trying to get you to understand that there's more. I need you to do more while you're here. Again, not put a burden on you, because you can limit God and you can tell him, I don't want any more. You can. The Bible makes it clear that you can limit God. You can limit him. It's very simple. Okay. By thinking Donald Trump is an antichrist. And I'm going to talk about that for 15 days straight. You can limit God in your life. Are you saved? Yeah, you are. It's a lot of wasted time there. It's a lot of wasted time. I'm going to study Trump for 10 years. A lot of wasted time there, guys. You need to focus on what he's telling you to do. God is not singling out anyone and said, I want you to go focus on the Antichrist. No, bro, absolutely not. Go make disciples. That is what he's telling you to do. It's that. And when people are not doing that and they claim that they are, how you know if they're just claiming they are? Because when you hear them talk, it's not about disciples. It's about something else 90% of the time. And overall, that's not okay. Now, again, does God love them? Yes. Yes. Oh my God. God loves them. But while you're trying to get them to come up further to the the finish line, and they're 2 feet from their starting point. And you're like, bro, everybody's lapping you. It's okay. I'm on the track. I'm running my race. Okay. You're misunderstanding. If somebody is telling you to get behind the starting line, right? Like trying to make you run backwards so you can go to hell. Okay. Then I'll understand why you are mad at that person. But if they're trying to get you to come closer to the finish line, it sounds like a friend. Somebody help me out. Does a friend help you get to the finish line or just let you stay where you are? Huh?
Finish line.
Come on, bro. Come on. So
you provoke one another you provoke one another.
Yeah, bro. Come on, bro. Iron sharpeneth iron. So you don't allow them to just stay where they're at. You show them, what are you doing back there? Come on, let's go. And if they get mad at you, oh well. I don't care. I do it all the time. I don't care if anybody gets.
What I'm gonna say about how man. So let me just ask you this. I know you said like 15, 20 years, but like the harm ministry you've done.
Hold on. Hey, hold on, Amazing. You got to start over. You cut out. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Solid 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I sit back and I'm like, man, how is this joker still alive? Because if you've been like harnessing your emotions, right?
Yeah.
And I watch, especially when people come up that, no pun intended, somebody may have a loved one has transitioned or whatever, and they come up and they, woe is me, right? And I sit back and I see how you harness your emotions. And the thing is, what I see in my mind, what you doing, I'm just saying what I see in my mind is, I see you saying 3, 2, 1, drop it, harness your emotion. Hey, and it's like, this joker, and it's like, did you see what this joker just did? not that you cold-hearted, right? But it's like, I can only imagine when the disciples watched Jesus work, how it was just like non-stop, like them talking about how Jesus handled situations. How we read it in the Bible, I don't think it's nowhere close to how it happened.
Yeah, no, right? It's not. No, it's not. They knew they needed to get the story down, but they just got straight to it, So we see a little bit like it's so like the disciples not to put in there how Jesus ridiculed everybody, because I'm telling you he did. But who we do see get ridiculed a lot are the scribes and the Pharisees and the disciples themselves. But it's like that, where the disciples are not wanting, they don't want us to see Jesus ridiculing just the people. They wanted to make sure that everyone understood that he was like that with everybody. So with the scribes and the Pharisees, I mean, bro, he gave it to him straight up, and it seems like he's being mean, but he's just trying to tell him what's true. And when the disciples couldn't cast out a demon,
trolling, man. Let's put it out there. Jesus was trolling.
Well, yeah, well, he was trolling. He was trolling, but he was telling them, he's at the same time, he's telling them the truth, though. He's telling them the truth. And then the disciples, they couldn't cast out a demon from a kid. It happens a few times, but one of the times they couldn't cast out a demon from the kid, and he calls them perverts.
I mean, wicked and perverse generation.
He calls them a perverse generation, bro. That word perverse is the word pervert, bro. He didn't just tell them they were wrong. He told them they were big time wrong. They big mad wrong, bro. Big wrong. You ain't just a little bit wrong. Y'all are perverts. He tells them.
Y'all are going to jail.
Then he said, "How much longer I got to?"
Bro, yeah. So he calls them broods of vipers. He goes, "You perverts," and he's like, "Golly, how can I be clear? Brood vipers. How much longer must I be here?" Like, bro, if you want to talk about a rebuke, go watch that. Go read that again. He didn't say, "I rebuke you in the name of myself." No. He rebuked them, bro. That right there, what he did, it was a rebuke. He told them, y'all's behavior is 100% contrary to what I am. So, but again, he didn't take their hand and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I maybe y'all misunderstood me," or, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me explain it again." When you understand when you can understand where to see Christ in the Bible, where God is, you understand his smell in the Bible, the way he feels, the way he looks. When you can see him in the Bible, there's no more fear on how you're talking to people. And I don't know any other way to explain that, but when you understand why he acted the way that he acted, then there's no more fear about, am I doing this wrong? Is this too much? There's no double-mindedness anymore. You know exactly what they're supposed to hear, what they're supposed to see, and the fear has been taken away. Now, people's physical feelings are going to be hurt. But again, if you don't understand the belly and you don't understand girding your loins, harnessing your emotions, if you don't understand that, that person can't make disciples. It'll never happen. Never. It'll never happen. When you have people and there's people, let me say this last thing. There's people plenty of times, not just yesterday, last week, plenty of times, they know that I teach harness your emotions. Okay. And so they mock that. They think that it's okay to come in here and keep poking at Trot and then put, "Hey, harness your emotions, or gird your loins, Listen, the Bible makes it clear, right, that you're not supposed to tempt people to harness their emotions or gird their loins. You understand? It's not okay to be Dennis the Menace. You understand? Y'all remember Mr. Wilson? Y'all remember that? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, y'all remember?
Mr.
Okay.
Wilson.
Yeah, so let me ask you something. Is the issue Mr. Wilson don't know how to harness his emotions? Is that what the problem is?
No.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Dennis provoking him.
Right, but it's Dennis.
Dennis was a menace.
He was a menace. Yeah. Okay, and we have people that follow descaled, and they don't understand that they're a menace. So they mock and say, "Hey, gird your loins, harness your emotions," while they're slapping you in the face. That's not what harness emotions means. That's not what gird your loins means. That's not what that means. So they don't even understand what that means. And it's going to always happen. And because what they're saying is that they're always in their feelings, and because they think you're trying to tell them like not to be in their feelings. That's all they understand. That's all they understand. They have no idea what you're really trying to show people. So they'll come in here, try to slap you around. And if you get irritated, "Oh, you're not harnessing your emotions." No, bro, that's not what the Bible's talking about. Harnessing your emotions and girding your loins I just went over it. It's talking about Paul, how there's things that are going to happen in this world, but they're not going to stop him from moving forward and making disciples. But the thing that he's going to talk to God about is how to better make disciples. That's what his focus is going to be on. So when Satan sends, right, the thorn to buffet him, you understand, even if Paul would have, which I know Paul did, I mean, there's a couple of times it shows us where he like rebukes, Satan from this woman or whatever, but that woman is not what's making Paul upset. It's where the attack is coming from. So when Paul prayed for the quote unquote Satan that sends messengers, who did Paul say the problem was? Did he say the person was or Satan was?
Satan.
Right. So if a person comes in here and they're trying to provoke you, which that comes from where? Does it come from Satan or is it the person doing it?
Satan.
Okay. So
Satan.
we are supposed to acknowledge where the problem is. Now, it's nothing wrong with bringing up the person and saying, hey, get your dentist to menace buddy over here, your friend acting like an idiot. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But we are supposed to remember that it comes from Satan. That's where this comes from, because it don't come from God. Does God send people to come mock you and slap you around to see if you can harness your emotions? Does that God send people to do that? No. If you don't know the answer is no.
Absolutely.
He don't do.
No.
God does not tempt you, bro.
But
Yeah.
In James chapter 1, he tells us that find it all joy as your faith is being as you go through diverse trials and tribulations.
Right, but our
But
job, exactly. Our job is to know that that's Satan doing that. What?
So, like, that's something that came up. So, like, for verses like that, for verses where Paul was, obviously there was a messenger of Satan following him around. God prayed for it to go away. He said, my grace is sufficient. And things like 2 Corinthians 12, I think. Give me a I don't know why I have to mute and unmute every time I come out of the app. Anyway, 2 Corinthians 12:10 and things like that. So that's not just talking about physical things, correct? Like, for example, when you're born again, your flesh is still enmity to God, right?
Okay, hold on.
So
Hold on. Is this are you taking us away from what we're talking about, or is this relevant?
No, it's relevant to what you're talking about.
All right, slow down. All right, slow down. All right, so let's where are you at?
2 Corinthians 12:10 is the last thing I just mentioned.
2 Corinthians 12:10. Okay, hold on a second. All right, read it.
Let me just reopen my Biblia real quick. It says, therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake, for when I am weak.
Unknown call.
Okay, so what about it?
These afflictions, persecutions, necessities aren't just physical. They're spiritual as well, yes?
Well, no. They come from a spirit. Where's the root of them?
Satan.
Is that physical? Is Satan physical?
No.
So then where's it come from then?
It comes from a spiritual realm.
Okay, so that's the answer. Blood. That's the answer to your question. Spirit.
Yeah. But those things can come from your own mind because the flesh is enmity to God, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well now you're saying two things, right? So now you're saying, okay, so yeah, I see what you're trying to say, but the way your carnal mind works, how did it learn how to think like that?
It remembers the whispers of the dead spirit before you were born again.
Okay, so the answer remains the same. It's from spirit. It's a spiritual attack. So your physical body may still remember how to be stupid, but you need to ask, where did it learn that from? So again, the answer is still demonic from Satan.
It would still take us back to spirit, soul, and body.
Yeah, it's still it doesn't matter that it's physical now. That's irrelevant. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. It's a spiritual issue. So that doesn't mean Satan has to be sitting on your shoulder, but that stinking thinking came from him. It didn't come from you. So yeah, we can acknowledge and say, well, I don't know. I'm pretty tangible. Yeah, bro, but your flesh thinks the way it does because it was taught from him to think that way, which is contrary to God. So that's why Paul says we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So when someone is physically tempting you, like slap me, I dare you, slap me, haha, you can't harness your emotions. You should know. I don't know how that person don't know that, but it's Satan that provokes. God does not provoke us like that. So, let's say that person's a family member, all right, and you can't get away from the person. It's Satan that's causing this person to do this, or it could be a friend, but it's not wrong. So let me just say this, is it wrong for Mr. Wilson to go talk to Dennis' parents? Is it wrong? No, because he's trying to resolve the issue. Like, hey, get your stupid kid already. What are you going to tell Mr. Wilson to harness his emotions? Is that the time you use that?
I tell you, I thought about that exactly what you're saying. With Job and his wife, and how when Satan went back the second time after say Job did not charge God wrongfully, but then Satan went back again and said, okay, all right, skin for skin.
Yeah,
skin flesh and bone, right?
Yeah.
And then she wasn't there in the conversation, but she said the will of Satan. She said his will to Job. And Job pretty much told her, woman, harness your emotions, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he said,
he
said, you sound like one of the foolish women, like trying to remind her, what are you, a fool or what? Like the way you're thinking is wrong. But notice throughout the Bible, you'll always see a man hearkening unto his wife. And there's other instances where men don't, like David. David didn't hearken unto his wife's, hearken unto his wife. If he would have, then he would have been ashamed that he danced naked around the ark. But she did not like what he was doing. And so people, they don't understand. All they do is picture David running around. Here we are again. They can't see any further than the tip of their nose. Adam and Eve's butt naked in a garden, running around. All they're doing is having sex and eating fruit all day. Wow, what a fabulous life. You're lazy, no good for nothing if you think that that's all you need to be doing in the garden. And then we come over here, the ark comes back. It tells us that David was naked, but now he wasn't ashamed to be naked. This is not trying to tell, look, in real life, David did get butt naked, bro, and dance. But what I'm trying to tell you is when the heart of God is around you, you're no longer ashamed. In the song, I don't remember what song I put it in, but it because there's a few of them that I say things similar, but it says that your wisdom takes away my shame. Right? When you know that it's how smart God is and not you, the shame is taken away. But when you're trying to figure out how can I not be in shame, then you're not allowing his wisdom to take away your shame. When you know how wise God is, your shame won't be there. Again, that doesn't mean go act like a fool. I'm saying the imperfections that you do have, you rely on his wisdom, not yours. So, that's why it's important to actually study the Bible, because the more you actually do study, you see how wise he is in the Bible, and his wisdom will trump anything that you think you know or understand. And so when people are focused on the law and how good you're supposed to be, they're not focused on the wisdom of God. And that keeps them naked and ashamed, and they don't understand that. And so because they're naked and ashamed, they'll make you naked and ashamed too. But David was naked and he was not ashamed. This is not telling you that you're supposed to take your clothes off and go dancing around and tell people, see, I'm naked and I'm not ashamed of it. That's not what it's trying to teach you. It's talking of the nakedness is referring to not being covered. See, David did not have the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. How the Bible confirms this is it talks about him being naked around the ark. And that's not Mary. For anyone that thinks Mary's the ark, that's not the person that takes away our shame. The ark is Christ. That's why when they said, hey, how come your guys aren't fasting? And they say, fast? What do you mean? I'm here. Well, he doesn't say I'm here. He says the groom is here. Well, what do they need to fast for? You understand? The ark is here. If the ark is here, why do they need to fast? You understand? The ark came, David didn't put sackcloth on and start being in fear. No, he took everything off. Why? Because it's the wisdom of God that covers us. So, again, in the song where I put this, again, some of the words that I'm using in there, I'm just not trying to be clever and make the song sound pretty. All those words, if you ever heard me minister at all those words have 100% have a meaning in that song. And his wisdom should take away your shame. Anything that is tempting you to be in shame, how are you not understanding that his wisdom should take that away? If you still feel a shame and guilt and you're putting yourself under the law, these people are not relying on the wisdom of God. They're not. They say they are, but they're not. Because if you could see how wise he is, and again, the only way you're going to see it is by becoming descaled. I don't know how else to say it, but when you can see everything that he put in there, you'll see how much bigger he is than you. People say, well, I already know how big he is. He's God, but they don't really see it. They don't. They don't. All they see is the law and what you're not supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. But you don't ever hear these people talk about making disciples. Does anybody else find that funny? Nobody else sees that kind of weird. How come people that are always talking about the law, I don't care which denomination of them things that they are, but it's always about what you're supposed to be doing in the sense of the bad thing. Like you need to do this before the Lord. You need to do this. Like if you don't do something, they'll tell you, oh, what? Oh my God, you sinned. And they're always talking about the sinning part in the sense of like, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not. It's always like what you're not supposed to be doing is really what I'm saying. But the fact that we're told to make disciples, how come that commandment right there is not important as the other ones? And I'm telling you why. Because all they see is themselves. That's all they see. If they truly saw Christ, they would make disciples, but they don't. They don't truly see it. They see themselves and how God sees them. That's it. But if you don't understand that Christ lives in you and that's how he sees you, which the song I just played, I'm their miracle, literally talking about you. You are people's miracle. That's why in the song he says, I stay in the mirror, he says, but your reflection reminds me that I'm their miracle. So you could possibly be the only person that could be Jesus to somebody. And if you're not staring in the mirror, and the Bible talks about this, if you're not staring in the mirror, my friend, then that means when you look at the physical mirror, all you see is you. And if all you see is you, you'll fail every time. Why? Because like other people in the Bible, you feel like the shame is still there because you still see you. And that's a big issue. When you look in the mirror, which I'm talking about the word, you're supposed to see the reflection is supposed to be Christ. If you're able to do that, if you can look in this mirror and see Christ in the reflection, then you will be as he is. You will. And you'll understand that it's not about you. God is telling you to make disciples. It's not okay for you to say, well, it's not me, it's him that does it. When you hear people constantly do that, they don't see themselves doing it. They just see God doing it. Sometimes I have to question, wait a minute. So is God telling you to do it or is God doing it himself? And they'll take themselves completely out. Oh, it's all him. None of me. It's such a lie. He's telling you to do it. You. And it's weird when people can't tell the truth and you say, so you're not doing it? It's not you? Oh my God. Why do you think we're supposed to see him? Why do you think that when we get into the word, why do you think that the reflection is supposed to be him? So I understand what they're trying to say, meaning it's God that does it in me. Right. But do you know there's a lot of people, they don't make disciples because they don't see it like that. They see them. They don't see Christ. They look in the mirror. I'm not Christ. I'm me. And they'll say their name. It's me. It's Teddy. Teddy. I'm not Jesus. I'm Teddy. I'm Sonic. I'm Sonic. I'm not Jesus. I'm Sonic. Is that how the Bible says to talk about yourself? Are you supposed to tell God who you are, or are we supposed to believe who God is telling you you are? You can't have it both ways. Okay. You know, um, the Bible says in 1 John 4:17, as he is, so are we in this world. We are as he is. But if you tell yourself, well, I'm not him, I'm me, I'm not him, you'll never make a disciple. You're too focused on you. You're too stupid to have a good time. Let me just tell you that. You're too stupid to have, you think a good time is you being smart aleck and running around being Dennis the Menace? You think you think that's a good time? My friend, you ain't had a good time then. You lack good times. That means your good times in the flesh. You think, you know what? You need to go listen to the song, Jesus is Faith. Amazing. You heard that one?
I want to say yeah, but I can't quite recall it.
Well, it's in the album, Jesus is Faith. It's in the album.
Right.
Yeah, but he, in there, the singer, the one that's singing, he says, what is this place? And it's talking about here. You need to go hear that one, bro. I can't believe you ain't heard that. That's why I'm asking though. I didn't know. How come we never talk about the command to subdue the earth? Well, D Scale talks about that all the time, Thomas. So when you say how come we here at D Scale, we talk about subduing the earth all the time, but that earth is talking about the heart. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about the ball floating in the air, right? There's only one what? Oh, expected person in the Bible, Christ. Yep, 100%. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Truth and I thought, are they really? Yeah. I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of comments. My bad. Not Teddy. I don't know. I'll just pick a name. Yeah. Hey, amazing. I'm gonna play the song real quick. So pay it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because this one's long. This is definitely a worship. It's a worship song. So I made it kind of long, but pay attention. Huh? What? All right. So this song is Jesus is Faith, and just pay attention to what's being said. I'm only going to play a couple of minutes of it. Lord, increase our faith. I will in a minute, Thomas. Wait after this song, if you don't mind. Which one of you has a servant who worked in the field all day? When he comes in the house, do you let him eat? Or do you tell him to first make you something to eat? Then he can eat. For those who have ears to hear is clear what you said, Lord. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Jesus, you are the
you are the image of the invisible God who we hope to see. What is this place I live in? A foreigner I've become, to a place I once loved. What is this place where the people are blind and deaf? Your word here is in a form of a book, but they won't even take a second look. Those pages say faith cometh by hearing, but how can they not see you are faith? The one who comes. What is this place? Abraham's servant, Eliezer, whose name means God helps, was told to go find Isaac a wife. His servant did what he was told. Gideon was afraid to go to war, believing he would lose the battle. God told him if he was afraid to take his servant. Pharaoh, whose name means foliage, life. It was his servant that interpreted the dream, Lord. Why doesn't anyone in this place see or hear this truth? Lord, I see why I'm here. What is this place I live in? A foreigner I've become, to a place I once loved. What is this place where the people are blind and deaf? Your word here is in a form of a book, but they won't even take a second look. Those pages say faith cometh by hearing, but how can they not see you are faith? The one who comes. What is this place?
Amazing. You ain't heard that one, man?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Maybe you forgot the name of the song. That's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the song, there's this epiphany happening, right? Like when you really start involving yourself in God's world, right? Which Paul, when he says you wrestle not against flesh and blood, when you can find yourself in the place that Paul's referring to, when he says that, my friend, you will say to yourself, what is this place? You will become a foreigner to this place that you used to love as a foreigner to God. It will automatically happen. You know, when he says you cannot love both, right? You either love the one or hate the other. And when it transitions, when the transition takes place, you'll know and you will think to yourself, I feel like a foreigner here. And it's because you are. Just like Jesus was. He was a foreigner. He was not from here. So when it says that he came in the likeness of men, or in he came in the form of a servant, right? It tells us a couple of ways, but he was an alien. He did not think like the people here, not even a little bit. That's why when that's understood, it's not that you mistreat people, but you don't care for their feelings anymore because you know where they learn to think like that. They learn from Satan, that everything's about this feeling, everything's about that. Now, people say, well, sometimes when I'm thinking about God, I have a feeling. Look, you can take that up with God. This is not telling you not to have any kind of feeling at all. But when you see yourself as a foreigner here, and I'm not talking about a person that's not a believer and they think they're a foreigner because they're actually from hell and they're here on earth and they hate everybody. I'm not talking about that kind of foreigner. I'm talking. Listen, guys, there are other people that will agree with you. I feel like I'm a foreigner here, and they'll want you to go with them to unalive everybody because they hate everybody. Guys, I'm not talking about that kind of foreigner, okay? I'm talking about that the place here that you used to love, you have found that everybody here is blind and deaf. And so there's a type of compassion that you have for the world, okay, that you didn't have before, but the old you is you see the world as you being here for the reason that the Bible says, not for any other reason. You start believing the Bible. You understand? All right. Okay, Thomas, you still here, Thomas? I don't know if Thomas is still here or not. Give me a thumbs up, Thomas, if you're still here, man. I wasn't trying to look over your question. I don't. Yep. All right. So the question is elaborate on earth, meaning heart and not the earth. Okay. So let's see. Thomas, are you a Christian? And I'm not being rude. I'm really asking. So I gotta start there at least. Are you a Christian? Yes. Okay. So are you familiar with the parable of the sower? David, believing the Bible means to ignore the Nisi Creed. I don't know anything about that. I don't know what the heck no Nisi Creed is. I know who Jesus is. Uh, David, I mean, you could talk about Jesus on here. I don't know anything about no Nisi Creed. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. But I know who Jesus is. We could talk about Jesus, David. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, okay. So you're familiar with the parable of the sower. So the three types, right? Okay, so what does he call the soil in the parable? And yeah, that question was for you, Thomas. What does Jesus call the soils in that parable? Man, excuse me. Oh man, my other two dogs. Hey, their collars came in today. Their GPS collars. Whew, it's going down. The Nisi Creed blueprint for politically correct. I don't know. You're gonna have to help me out. Let's see. David. I don't see that blueprint in here, bro. What are you talking about? Man, you guys be preaching some weird stuff. Man, just talk to me about Jesus, bro. Can you do that? I mean, no offense. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't even know. I mean, David, are you even a Christian? No offense. I'm being dead serious. Faith? No, Thomas. The three soils are not faith. Thomas, do you have a Bible where you can look it up or not? Just tell me, Thomas, yes, I have a Bible, or no, I do not, or I can't look it up right now, or whatever. But I am asking you, David, are you a Christian? What are you talking about? All the stuff you're saying is not in here. Like, David, if you're a Christian, why is what's coming out of your mouth not in here? Who has taught you to think like this, my friend? It's crazy. And now if you're not a Christian, well, then I get it. Then no offense, Yeah. So Thomas, go to Mark 4. Okay. Mark 4, you'll see the parable of the sower there. And I want you to tell us, go ahead and read real quick or find it. You can Google it, it'll get you to the verse. But I always tell people, if you Google scripture, go to the Bible and confirm that that's in the Bible. Don't just Google it and read it. I never do that. If I can't find something, I'll Google it to get get the computer to help me find it, and then I go to my Bible and read it and confirm if that's what I'm talking about. Right? It is a pack of lies from ancient time. Oh, I don't know, David. I don't know what it is. I don't care either. No offense. Hey, David, let me ask you this. This is a pack of ancient times. Is this a lie? The Bible? The Bible is the truth. There you go. 100% the Bible is the truth. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. I don't know, David. I know if I wasn't trying to, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be offensive, but I do have to be honest about certain things. And yeah, we're just waiting on Thomas. We're waiting on Thomas to let us know what the three soils are. Because guys, the question is, elaborate on the earth, meaning heart, and not the earth. So that's kind of where we're at. Has anybody got anything real quick while we're waiting on that? Hey, Thomas, while we're waiting on you, there's probably going to be people saying stuff over here. Let's see. Crazy Garcia. Does anybody know who Crazy Garcia is that's trying to come up?
Never heard of him.
All right. Crazy Garcia, if you got a question, put it in the comments, please. The concept, creation. Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's cool. All right, what else y'all got? Amazing. You got some, or somebody else got anything?
I hope that's not Mike Garcia's wife.
Do what?
Mike Garcia. I hope that's not his wife.
Oh, is Mike in here?
No.
Why would you think that's his wife? Oh, because the last name, duh.
Duh.
I don't know. Probably not. Man, Thomas, you still there, buddy? I feel like we just need to do it for you. Thomas, you just want me to... I didn't know it'd take you this long to find it, man. You just want me to go through there real quick? Thomas? Mike said no, by the way, bro.
Thomas out here doubting.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll just say it real quick, Thomas. So Jesus calls the soils man's heart. That's what he calls them. So in the Bible, the heart is just not the word soil. The heart is soil, land, earth. Do you understand? When the word earth is used in the Bible, it's also talking about the ground. That is still called earth. You know, like if you picked up a hand of dirt, you can say, I have earth in my hand. Like you're not wrong. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about is where you put elaborate on the earth, meaning the heart. So our heart is the earth, right? It is the land that we're supposed to be taking, not the land here in this desolate world. It's the person's heart, right? And their heart needs to be good ground, which means they need to be born again, right? You can know David if you're not in the Bible. You can know David if you're not in the Bible. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. From. I have no idea what you mean by that. You can know David if you're not in the Bible. I don't understand what even that means. Yeah. Amazing. What's up? You on a long trip today or what?
Yeah, it's a long one, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Got the playlist going. I just couldn't get past one person.
Yeah. Yeah. Garcia, did you put Garcia? I don't see your question in the comments. Crazy Garcia. If you want to come up, you need to put a Put your question in the comments.
Saba just walked in, by the way.
Oh, shoot. Heck no. Heck no. Am I going to have to come on? Saba, am I going to have to come on at 12? Okay, let's see. Thomas. Yes, but in Genesis, it's referring to, Thomas, the word in context, the word earth is not only talking about soil of the ground. It's also the creation. It's earth as well. What I'm saying is it also represents your heart. You understand? So obviously the creation earth is I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying depending on how it's being used, it can refer to both. You understand? So of course the word earth can be referring to the entirety of the earth. Okay, I don't know if you're a flat earther, a sphere, ball, triangle, whatever. I don't care, but whatever the shape it is, okay. The word earth can be talking about the earth that's hanging in the sky, but there's a lot of times where it's not even referring to that, and it's referring to a person's heart, right? And so it's our job to be able to determine when that is. Do you understand, Thomas, what I'm saying? Let's see. Donut shape. Thank you. Who is that? JN. Thank you. Exactly. It's donut shape. Well, who cares? I think it's shape of a pentagon. I literally just woke up. Saba, so I need to go live 12 o'clock to finish this. Well, I don't want to finish it without you. You're the one that brought it up, but I definitely don't want you to miss out and sleep. Know what I mean? Like, sleep is important. All right, let's just do that right there. Yeah, no, guys, we're not going over Nehemiah at 12 o'clock. Absolutely not. Let's see.
We could call it Midnight Madness.
That's what. No, we're absolutely not. I got a lot of stuff to do today. I see what you're saying. The command, great command, Jesus fulfillment. Subdue it in Genesis, right? So subduing the land, okay, which that word to subdue means to take control over it. So the Bible is not telling us to take control over this earth. That's not what the Bible is telling us to do. In the sense, I'm saying, in the sense of like, going to war and taking over the physical land. That's not what it's telling us to do. In the Old Testament, that's what God was telling them to do. Okay. But today, it's people's hearts. That's the soil. That's the land. That's the earth that we're supposed to subdue. You understand? So I'll make a radical statement to you, Thomas. I hope you don't fall out your chair if you're sitting down. But you are the Garden of Eden. Your heart is. You understand? Your heart is God's garden. That is what's supposed to be subdued. That. And we are in a fallen world. Right? Not something easy to hear, but I'm throwing that out there. So you can go study and see that to be true on your own. But if you guys like, all you guys that are talking here, if y'all like good worship music, you need to look up Descaled's music on whatever you listen to. I don't know, Spotify or Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes. It's on all the music platforms. So let's see. All right, guys. Anybody got anything else, man? Because we got to go. It's already 12. Why not? Wouldn't the Great Commission naturally follow the subduing of the earth? Yeah, I don't. Thomas, listen. I hope you follow Descaled, man. And there's over 700 videos. Where I'm explaining a lot of this, and I can't explain it right now because I'm about to hop off. But I understand what you're asking, but when you understand that Jesus is talking about the soil of man's heart and he's God, you understand it, that is the importance, is a person's heart. So when you say, well, why would it not be talking about this world? Because God is going to make things new, right? So there's going to be a new earth. You understand? He's not telling us to subdue the old earth. He's going to make a new one, right? And he does it through people's hearts. So this earth being taken over by all believers, and then this earth finally becoming what God wanted it to be, quote unquote. Yeah, I get that. But it all starts in the heart. And right now, there's a lot of people that don't understand that. So that's where we are in this process. There are people to this day that still don't understand the parable of the sower. So how could this earth become new if this earth is not subdued first? Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to tell you. This has to be subdued first. The way around, say, making disciples and nations or results. Right. That's what I just said. Right. And that's what I've been talking about for over almost 15 years now. So that's why I said there's over 700 videos or lives, Thomas, and that's all I've talked about for over a decade. You understand? So, all right, guys, anybody got anything else before we go? Anybody? I'll be here. What'd you say, Saba? I'll be here on time tomorrow. No, Saba, don't miss your sleep. I'm still going to come up, around 8 or 9 or maybe a little, somewhere around 9. I can't give you the perfect
She
time.
says she's got 3 days off, so she was going to
Okay.
come tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'm actually hoping that I can come on around 8 or 8:30 for the past few days, to be honest with you. And
Unknown call.
I don't want to rush through Nehemiah, but I do want to get done with it because I think it's an awesome teaching that's in there. Anyway,
Nighty
guys.
Night wants to know. Nighty Night wants to know if you can go over oil and brides.
When?
I don't know. He just put it in the chat.
I feel like I go over that every month, or I don't know. I feel like I just went over that. Didn't we just go over that a few months ago?
Every time we ask you to go over something, you're like, I've got.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong though?
Nah, it was probably maybe three months ago. I'd say. Getting there now.
All right, Thomas, man. Hey, Thomas, go to Descaled. Look up Descaled music, bro. On whatever you use to listen to music. Look up Descaled music. And it said, oh yeah, Connie, absolutely. All right. Anybody got anything else? Because we got to go. Anybody? Nope. All right. All right, we out, guys. All right. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all in the morning.